I said not to, though. I said don't.
Just like, start
Just cussing me out. I would be very shocked. I'd be very shocked. Out of the people in here?
Easy would not.
I don't think any of you would. No, I can't imagine any of you cussing me out. Even for a joke. I don't think you would.
I feel like if one was to do it,
No.
Because you do like the disappointed
right?
look, and then it would be hit real tough.
Get real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this is 6.4, day 2. So today we're kind of doing the final equations for sine and cosine. This is as hard as this stuff is going to get. Yesterday was not quite as hard as it's going to get, and today is as hard as it's going to get. So, and it's not that bad. And we're just going to practice a lot. Okay? I do have notes for you from yesterday if you were gone, and I'll also upload the video. My apologies. All right, so y equals a sine. Wait, I'm going to rewrite that. I'm going to make it a capital A. All right. A sine, parentheses, b x minus c, parentheses, plus d. Now, I haven't been completely honest with you about what these letters mean, although pretty close. Okay? So let's get it right now. And by the way, everybody knows that this rule is also going to work if I just switch what? Right, it's just a different shape, right? But it's all the same rules. Everybody okay with that? Okay, what is A? A is the amplitude, and that's how it goes. Amplitude. And if it's a negative A?
It goes to the right.
Yeah, so it would go the opposite direction, whatever that is. Opposite direction over what? The x-axis? So if the graph would normally go up, like this, watch my hand, like this, then it would go down first instead. B. What's B? It's to do with the period. What is the period? 2 pi over 2 pi divided by b is the period. These are things you already knew, right? Now, the horizontal translation is the thing that I almost lied to you about. Don't worry, none of your homework is wrong. By the way, a horizontal translation, what does that mean again? Moving it left to right. It's also called a phase shift, by the way, if you ever see those words. A phase shift is moving something left or right. Surprisingly not up and down, just used for left and right. That is actually C divided by B. And it's the opposite way that you think. Remember yesterday we were just talking about just C would move it left or right? But you'll also notice that on none of your problems yesterday there was a B and a C at the same time. So the phase shift moves it C divided by B opposite the way you think. That's the only thing that's different about today. And then D is what? Up and down, a vertical translation. And that one is direct. So instead of going opposite ways for the horizontal translation, the vertical translation, if it says +3, that means the whole thing shifts up 3, and so on. All right. So right now we are going to do, I'm going to do one problem with you, and then I'll let you guys decide if you want me to do a second problem with you or if you want to do the second problem for a prize. Okay? And then I'm going to add 4 problems to your homework and give you the whole rest of the time to work and talk to me about it. Okay? So, is everybody okay with these notes? Cool. All right, now I'm going to be very specific about how I do this, so I want you to follow me, please. Example 1. Y equals 2 sine of 4x plus pi, in parentheses, minus 1 outside the parentheses. All right, now what we're going to write here is we're going to write down some information before we even try to write it, okay? So let's start with the amplitude. What is the amplitude? 2. What's the period? Yeah, because it's going to be 2 pi divided by 4, right? Because it's 2 pi divided by b. Here, maybe this helps. A, B, C, D. By the way, the instructions in your book switch the A, B, C, and D around to different letters, but I like them in order, A, B, C. It makes it easier for me. But also notice that that minus 1 I always throw at the end, and sometimes they have it at the beginning. So anything that's outside the parentheses is that D thing. So this simplifies to pi over 2, which is what you guys were talking about, right? Okay, how about the phase shift? How far is it going to go left and right? We're going to take C divided by B. So what's C? Pi, and B is 4. So it is pi over 4. And is it shifting left or right? This is a plus, so it's going to the left. Remember, it's the opposite of what you think. And then how about the up and down phase shift? The D is a minus 1, so what does that mean? Yep, so 1 down. Okay, so do you see how I'm like kind of writing all my instructions on the side really quick? Now the next thing I'm going to write is I'm going to do my tallies right here on the side, and I'm going to think about fractions just right here so I don't have to think about it when I'm graphing. I'm going to try to get all my information done before I even start graphing it. Okay? All right, so it's starting on the left at what? Negative 1/4? Do you understand where that negative 1/4 came from? Because it's pi over 4 to the left of 0. And I'm just ignoring the pi right now because it's easier without pi. Everybody okay with that? Now, we're going to go a distance of how far? No, it's a distance of 1/2. Remember, let's just make it 1/2 for right now. We won't even worry about pi. Okay, we're going a distance of 1/2. So how do I find out what this one is over here? Add 1/2. So if I take negative 1/4 and I add a half to it, let's do that down here. Negative 1/4 plus 1/2. I need a common denominator, right? What should I make? 2/4? What's negative 1/4 and 2/4? Okay, so we're going to end at 1/4, and we're starting at negative 1/4. Okay, now let's go halfway between. What is halfway between negative 1/4 and a positive 1/4? 0. Okay, so our middle one's 0. What is halfway between negative 1/4 and 0? 1/8. Negative 1/8. Half of 1/4 is 1/8. And if you're confused by that, here, let's do this really quick. First of all, you could just say 1/4 divided by 2, and that will give you the right answer. That turns out to be 1/8. But if you just want to visualize it, if you're thinking about a pi, here's 1/4, yeah? There's fourths. And then half of a fourth is 1/8. Can you see it? Okay. I know, fractions are tough. What's this one? 1/8. Okay, but I can't really make these into 1/4, 1/8. I need to change it to pi, so I'm going to write this as negative pi over 4, negative pi over 8. Do I have to write 0 pi? No. Pi over 8 and pi over 4. Okay, I'm ready to draw. So now I know that actually this one isn't going to look like the other ones where it kind of has the axes on the edge because I'm going to the left and the right of the axis. How high and how low should it go? Okay, well normally it goes up 2 and down 2, right? And it still will, but where's the new center? Oh, the new center is down here. All right, I'm going to make this one a little bit longer then maybe. Yes, negative 1. Okay, so I'm going to make it, I'm going to kind of draw a dotted line here to show me that that's my new center at negative 1. And then what did you say? It goes from -1 up how high?
Just one.
To 1, because it's going up a distance of 2, right? So it's going from -1 to 1, and then down to what? -3. Okay, so I'm going to go up to 1 and down to -3. This problem feels unmanageable if you don't take it little bit by little bit. Can you imagine trying to do all this in your head at once? It's going to be a nightmare. So instead, I'm just doing it little bit by manageable little bit. What are these tallies going to be? These ones, yeah. -pi/4, -pi/8.